Hello. Welcome to another week's thoughts on the Bible, all connected to our Sunday mornings at Riverside. My name's Steve, I'm the pastor here at Riverside, and it's great just to be able to share some thoughts with you. And this week, my Bible thoughts for the week are going to be really short. We're only looking at a couple of verses from the Bible. This week, it's John 13, verses 33 to 35, which says, "My children, I will be with you only a little longer. You will look for me, and just as I told the Jews, so I tell you now, where I am going, you cannot come. A new command I give to you, love one another. As I have loved you, so must you love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." Those are Jesus' words to the disciples before he's killed on Easter Sunday, or Easter Good Friday, resurrected on Easter Sunday, and ascends to heaven. He is warning the disciples that he is going. On Sunday, we continue our Vision and Provision series, all about some of the vision values of Riverside. One of them is about being a people who cares. The question, quite simple, and almost this is more of a week of self-examination. Do we care like Christ? Do we love like Christ? Those are massive questions. In these verses, Jesus is telling the disciples that soon they won't have Jesus physically around anymore, that he will be leaving them. So he gives them this new command. He says that they are to love each other just as Christ loves them. Why? So that the world might see the love of Christ. So people can experience the love of Christ. And that experience is seen by others, is witnessed by other people as well. Why? Because if Jesus isn't physically here to show it to people, how will the world know the love of Christ or see the love of Christ? We are, me, you, all of us are literally the witnesses and examples of Christ for our worlds around us. So us being a people that loves one another and cares for one another like Christ isn't just central to us here at Riverside, it's central to every person who identifies as a Christian or a follower of Christ. If we don't care like Christ, then the people of the church might not experience the care and the love of Christ like they should. But also, if we don't care like Christ for all people, it's not just the church that won't see and experience that love of Christ. No one in the world will, unless we do. So the question is, do we care for other people in our lives like Christ does? How did Jesus love? Here's just some things of Jesus did to show his love. He died for us. He put others' needs ahead of his own. He shared the truth of God with people. He prayed for people. He did all he could to help people. He met others' needs when he was able to. He accepted others, especially those who are considered outsiders in society. He spent time with people. He listened to people. He shared his life with other people. He spoke out against injustice and he stood with and for people who are unfairly treated. And I know there's loads more. Those are just some of the ways that the care and the love of Christ was shown by Jesus. He did this and more in both the public space and the private space. He did all he could to show and share the love of God and the kingdom of God with other people. And here in John, what does he do? He tells the disciples and in turn us as his followers to go and do the same, to love others and care for others in the same way. So the question I have this week is simple, something for us to dwell on, just be challenged and pray over. Do we care for others like Christ? Not just the people we like, do we care for all people like Christ? And if we don't, how will we start doing it? Look, none of us are perfect. None of us are Jesus. We're going to get it wrong. We'll get it wrong somewhere with someone, but it doesn't mean we don't try. So we need to. So the question is, where today do we need to try? Who do we need to try with? And what do we need to do for them to show them that they are loved and accepted and cared for, as Christ loves, accepts, and cares for them. We have to start somewhere. So where are you going to start today?